Out here on the water, life feels a world away from the noise of land, the hustle of cars and the constant glow of city lights. But it also means giving up a few conveniences. There's no packages showing up at your door, no supermarket just minutes away, and there's no power line you can plug into. We're self-sufficient when it comes to power, so everything we use, every light, every camera, every cold drink comes from what we make right here on board our floating home, where the only consistent thing you can count on is the sun. So that's where it all starts. Solar panels quietly working all day, turning sunlight into energy, feeding it into our batteries. Those batteries run everything, from keeping food fresh to charging laptops to powering the systems that keep us safe offshore. It's a constant balance, what we use, what we store, and what we can make before the sun goes down. Because out here, power isn't unlimited. It's something you manage, something you think about every single day. And when you get it right, you get total freedom. No marinas, just the ocean and everything you need to live on it. But lately, we've been pushing our system to its limits and decided it's time for an upgrade.
This setup, what we have on Catalpa, is 3 480 watt solar panels, so about 1440 watts of solar. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and what are we doing here today, guys? This is the brains to sort of working out what's coming in and what's going out. We have about 780 watts of solar, which is pretty good for about 9 o'clock. 12 o'clock comes, we're going to be pumping about 1000 watts in, and then by the afternoon we'll drop back off again. That's about how we do it on this setup at the moment. We have 4 batteries. They're 200 amp hours each. They are lithium, so it totals 800 amp hours. So when it comes to this boat, we have an 800 amp hour lithium bank, but it doesn't always work. Why? The sun's not always shining. You do have nighttime, and you do have rainy, cloudy days. So what do we do then? We turn on a generator, and that will power up the whole boat. It's great, it'll charge our batteries up, it'll give us power to run whatever we like, but it comes at a cost. When you're cruising, you like to keep everything down to a minimum as far as servicing and cost goes. That's how we do power on Catalpa 2. We grab it from the sun or we turn the key, basically. We have one other one. It's not as great for us because we only have a small alternator, but we can start our primary engine, which is the engine that pushes our boat along when we're not sailing, and that also has an alternator on it like your car does. And in our case, we only have a reasonably small alternator, so it's enough to maybe run a few things, but it's definitely not enough to charge up our whole system that we have on this boat. We have a very exciting upgrade. What we're going to do is add more solar panels to this boat.
Because as we've learned over the years, the more solar, the better. We're currently where we can receive packages, and we are making the most of it, that's for sure. Today, our new Renogy solar panels arrived.
Like you might get tons of...
Oh really? Are they big monkeys or little ones? Little and cute.
Eating and sucking.
This is a Renogy solar panel. It's 200 watts. What's different to this compared to what we have? At the moment, we have bifacial solar panels. In a nutshell, they work like they do, like a normal solar panel on the top, but they also can catch reflection and work a little bit on the bottom too. Sort of okay in theory, and in the right spot, I suppose they're probably okay. For us, van lifers, marine people, boaters, where you've got shadage, you've got your panels at different angles, these ones come into their own because these handle shading. We've got a lot of our panels in the center of our boat because we're a center cockpit, and now any shading that we would get from our mast, our stays, our halyards, anything that it comes across the panel reduces obviously the energy that's coming in. With our panels that we have now that are just standard bifacial panels, you put your hand on like this and the power just drops straight down. So if it's not your hand and it's a shadow coming across your panel, you lose so much power. They're better cells, they've got more diodes, and they have better shade management. So when one section is shaded, the rest of the panel can continue producing power as opposed to the ones we have. So this is going to be an amazing upgrade because we should see a huge increase in our power that we can have at hand and that we can store. So we've got 12 of these panels. Where are they going to go? Let's go see where we can put them.
Okay, we're about to start on the solar panels. So this is a canvas top with 2 solar panels on top. The canvas is getting really old, and instead of replacing it, we've decided to just make it a whole big solar rack. So it will have more power and hopefully no more rain will be leaking on us. When it is raining, this thing leaks quite a bit. If you're out in the storm, it's not super pleasant. So today we're making a full solar wrap. So let's get started. We're gonna cut it off.
All the stitching's all rotten. Probably the right time before it fell apart. I had a lot of stitching done.
Don't cut the one we're keeping. Right, we've got no roof, and now the fun begins with lining it all up and seeing how it's all going to work. Lee's placed the aluminium on top, and now he's just going to see how the original frame and everything's going to work out. So here we've got one of the panels up here. There's going to be 8 all up, and the captain is just working it all out as we go.
As long as the wind doesn't blow now, it's not going to fall off, but this is roughly what we're going to try and do, is level up all our old frame. We're going to use these 2 tracks down either side to support a row, and it's initially going to be like solar roof, I suppose. The only bit left is this bit out here. Depending on what our line looks like down here, we might just form up a bit of 2 sheets of 1708 and have them curved down around the side here. Call it done. There's a little bit more to it than that, but that's the gist of it. We get one more panel, and I'll just sort of get an idea at back and front what it's going to all look like. He's swinging with the wind, and we're slowly moving to position. Oh, where's your post? We're way away once the wind picks us up, but the wind's only just starting, and he swung first because he's lighter and doesn't have a keel.
A little bit close for comfort over here. We might need to move captain.
Yeah, we're not ready yet. We've got a lot of stuff going on.
We got a bit hectic on the boat today. Progress. Our top is still in progress.
Yeah.
Looking good though, and he's getting, we got 1 pedal on there.
Plugged in 1 panel just to check out and see how it was going. So we're running at about 80%. We had about 160 watts out of our 200 watt panel. It's all shaded, plus it's hazy, and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's looking pretty promising.
Our panel, we've got 1 up here, and they are so nice looking. The work continued with bolting the panels individually in place. The most tricky thing about this is making the existing frame work with what Lee had envisioned. It's day 3 on the hardtop, and we've got 4 of the panels on the middle. We haven't done the back yet, but it's coming along quite nicely. Lee thought he was gonna join them all together, but something has to change, so he does have to get a few parts. But all in all, it's all going well, right, Cap?
Getting there. I hooked 3 panels together, and that was my plan. And I put it to the controller, and then the controller said overcurrent. I was like, so I've got a miscalculation of 8 volts. My solar controller is 150 Victrons, and I thought it might just be all right, but it's obviously not. And that's running them in a series. Obviously, you run panels in a series, voltage goes up, amperage goes down. But in this case now, I'm just gonna have to parallel them, and that'll work out fine. I just short a couple of connectors. When you series them, they just pretty much connect together and then run down. For now, let's just get these panels on.
It's coming together. 7 panels out of 8 on. Lee's burning himself over here. Day 3 of building our hardtop. We were supposed to haul out yesterday, but Our propeller hasn't arrived yet, so we are booked in to haul out next Tuesday, 1 week from today.
Alright, we're getting somewhere. I think it's going to work out good.
Last solar panel going on the hardtop. The most practical hardtop you'll ever see, Bella. Full of solar panels to charge the boat from the sun.
A bit like me, guys, not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but hey, it's going to do its job. It still needs a fine tuning, a little bit of adjustment here and there. This is the last section of panels. We've done our Dodger, which is forward, or bimini slash whatever you want to call it. We have a solar roof now. This is our old bifacial. This is about 480 watt. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this. This has pretty much been supporting itself, and we're just going to put 2 angles across there, and then we're going to put our panels on. All right, let's get into it.
So the hard top structure is all put together. Obviously we've got to clean up some of this area. There's a 4mm gap between each solar panel for expansion, and because this is our hard top and we're not at the moment putting a canvas up, we want it watertight. So we are stuffing some of this foam through the center, and then we are going to put sealant over the top and the bottom. So the purpose of this is so the sealant doesn't drip all the way through, and also so we don't use so much sealant. It's working perfectly. Just to shove this foam up into the crevice so that we don't want any water coming through, because look where this gap is, would be straight on top of whoever's on watch. It'd be like a waterfall, like a little shower.
Just need to get up on the boom, one is.
We're using our 42 million from Total Boat, and it's a little bit tricky because our arms aren't long enough to reach the middle, so we are going to send Bella up along this boom. She is going to Mission Impossible it all the way along here.
It's the last of the panels, guys. We have a total of 2,400 watts of Renogy Shadow Flux solar panels. 4 at the back and another 8 on top of our Bimini. We have a total of 2,400 watts of Shadow Flux Renogy solar panels now. So they're 200 watts a panel, and we just got to wire them all up. We had 1,400 watts, so we've probably got a 70% increase in
in power,
solar,
which means we can just leave all the lights on, we can run everything all the time, don't have to worry
set
about
up a
power
spa
anymore.
at the back here, and
We're going to haul out next week. We're booked in for Tuesday. We haul out, we get the bottom coat on, and then we put our propeller that hasn't arrived yet, but hopefully it's going to arrive on Monday, and we'll be good. And then we've just got to wait on a few more things, our life raft, a few more packages have still got
another
to
couple of
turn
months
up.
we should be right.
Hey, you jokes about that, but you guys know. Don't worry, I will just start. I'm just gonna go tie him down, tie everything down, and we'll just head off into the blue yonder. He can do it all on the way. He can do it on the way. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I feel like it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
Hopefully we catch some big fish along the way.
Yes, let's go. What are we gonna do? Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There was a few things to weld to strengthen the structure.
So I've got all these frame fittings, pretty standard. Little grub screw in here and it holds the pipes in place. Some people bolt them through because these pull out if they are under load. Obviously I've got a lot of solar panels on my bimini top now, so I'm just strengthening a few points, and I'm just going to put a few little welds here so that can't come apart. If you don't have a welder, you can just bolt these. A lot of people do. I've got a welder, so I'm just going to put a couple of nice little beads on here and here, and I know these aren't going to pull out when the bimini's moving. So this whole structure is a bimini top, and it does move, and that's sort of the way I want to keep it, because unless you build a really strong structure that doesn't move, there's sort of no in between. If I start welding things together, it's just going to move and crack. These joints aren't the moving parts that I am welding, so this should be okay. We'll keep you updated as the sun is shining and the panels are charging, and let you know how our new Renogy solar setup goes. A big thank you to Renogy.
Stay tuned, we're about to haul out tomorrow. We're getting very close to crossing the Pacific. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can see all of our up and coming Pacific crossing and all of our awesome adventures.
Ooh.
Thanks for being here.
About to get really fun, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.